Hey there, wrestling friends and fans. Welcome to this Monday Night Raw review. It is October the 22nd, 2019, and we're going to review the October 21st version of Monday Night Raw. It's just easier for me to start this off without any kind of preparation, any kind of, you know, uh, kind of a script or anything like that. I'm just going to kind of go through what I saw with Monday Night Raw last night, put this out there, see if there's any interest in anybody wanting to listen to it. And if you guys dig my opinions, dig my thoughts, let me know. Give me some feedback, and we're going to do one of these for every single show. Um, Monday Night Raw last night was a weird show, I thought. It wasn't necessarily the most. I don't know. I guess it's hard to say. It wasn't the most like newsworthy, jaw-dropping, brand new episode of Monday Night Raw, but there was some really good stuff as a part of that show. I didn't find myself incredibly bored by the time the end of the show was over. I was into it all the way till the end. I was questioning some of the things that were going on, but there's a certain amount of unpredictability that comes with that, which is awesome. So, I didn't really hate Monday Night Raw. It was interesting. It was fun to watch. There were some things there that I didn't necessarily dig, but um, I can see where they're going. They're trying to add some different elements into the show, and they're trying to add some unpredictability, which is awesome. Um, the first thing that stands out in my mind is the Kane Velasquez and Shelton Benjamin. I just don't know what they were possibly thinking with having Kane Velasquez go out and do like two shitty go behind takedowns with like terrible punches to the side. And then a Kata Hajime type choke out at the end. It was just so flat. The crowd was like, really? I mean, you could really tell the crowd was not into what was happening right there. They expected a lot more out of Cain Velasquez, and so did I. They really needed something hot to jump on that angle. I don't know why you wouldn't have this dude come in and just do throws or something. Uh, is certainly an interesting call. It doesn't really add any extra interest to this already flat Brock Lesnar match. I don't think there's anybody who thinks that Brock Lesnar can't beat up Cain Velasquez right now. So, they could try to sell it as being an unpredictable feud, but I'm just not buying it. Um, Drew McIntyre versus Ricochet. Ric Flair was at his absolute peak of craziness and absurdity at ringside. I think that Ric Flair has a new lease on life and is probably squeezing that lemon for every bit of juice that he can get out of it because it's what gives him joy. It's what makes him happy in life is being able to perform, have some kind of a purpose, and he's clearly hitting home runs when he does it because it's so insane that you can't look away. And Drew McIntyre and Ricochet, they had great chemistry. I thought the match was awesome. Uh, Drew McIntyre really stands out as far and away, you know, an intimidating presence on the show. And, the last bit of personality we saw from him was while he's in the ring and he's doing the Hulk Hogan ear to the crowd, kind of mocking Hogan with the pose down at Ric Flair's request. And it was a lot of personality and a lot of attitude. And you look like this was a badass dude. That movie did where he flipped Ricochet right onto the stairs and all that. It was a super good angle, pushed everything forward. I'm really into Drew McIntyre, what he's going to do in that match. It looks like that match was made for him to stand out, so we're going to see how that all kind of shakes out. Um, R-Truth in the 24/7 championship, super weird. The the Singh brothers thing, I mean, it's just an opportunity to get everybody on TV. I get it. R-Truth seems to be very comfortable and happy in the role that he's in. Comedy fodder. He gets himself on every show, so you really can't hate on it. But it's an interesting choice. The crowd reaction when the Singh brothers did the bali 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 as they ran away was exactly what they were looking for. It's little things like that to get an act over, and we'll see what happens on the next show with these guys. Viking Raiders are brutal. They're just beating the shit out of guys, and it's awesome. At the same time, they're building up Authors of Pain. Authors of Pain saying that they have no competition. There's nobody that can hang with them. There's nobody hard enough, bad enough to fight them. And then you have the Viking Raiders going out there and just destroying people. So I'm assuming we're going to lead to that at some point with these just big dudes going at it for the tag team titles, which should be awesome. The amount of humanity that should be in there will be fantastic. And, two experienced veterans in the Viking Raiders going to kind of lead the charge, show everybody how to do it, and bring the Authors of Pain along with them. Those guys are still pretty new to the business, and they don't have the years that Hanson and Rowe have on them. So, I think that that's going to be a really interesting dichotomy when they finally get those guys together and clashing. Um, yeah, let's see what else stuck out in my mind. There was the King's Court with Rusev and Lana and Bobby Lashley. Uh, I popped for Rusev calling Bobby Lashley Bob. That was awesome. And that angle is what it is. So you really can't kind of poo poo on it because it is what it is. They're trying to add a different element to the show, a little bit of drama, a little bit of pulling in the Total Divas audience. They have to do that kind of stuff, guys. It's just a wrestling show that's trying to appeal to everybody out there. So there's something on the show for everybody. You got MMA fighters, you have female wrestlers, male wrestlers, you have torrid love story angles. There's really stories all over the place right now. You just really have to look and pay attention, and you'll see all the stories that are pretty much there. Um, I don't understand the purpose of burning down the Firefly Funhouse if you're just going to rebuild it and have it again on SmackDown. It's pretty weird to have the crossover when you're really trying to sell the brand extension as being separate things, and then they're promoting a pay-per-view or the Crown Jewel show that's going to have everybody mixed, and you just don't know how it's all going to kind of shake out. So I'm really hoping for some brand extension, some differences, let these guys really kind of stick out as being representatives of a brand, and then that way you can get a payoff down the line with an actual Raw versus SmackDown feud. When done right, it could be awesome, but they still haven't done it right. So they really need to keep these guys separate, develop these new names on these other shows as big time superstars and main eventers, and I think that you're going to have something really good there coming down the line, but you really need to separate these guys to stop having the crossover. I'm not sure if that, really holds true with the 24/7 championship, but we'll see how that kind of all works out. So Crown Jewel is coming up. You guys don't want to miss that show. I know it's dirty, rotten, blood, Saudi money, but the show is going to be great. How could I forget the Street Profits over the OC? Street Profits, that whole thing was pretty badass. Those guys are ready for prime time. They stood out. Their athleticism's unmatched. Their charisma's unmatched. The spot at the end of the show with the baby that's actually laughing and enjoying it was awesome. Good way to get those guys over as real strong baby faces. They followed through with their end of the bargain. The OC carried those guys exactly. They were leading the way. Exactly what they needed to do as veterans in that match. I don't want to forget the match with Aleister Black and the Mr. Robinson, I believe his name was. If you ever want to see what it's like to be an extra talent and get an opportunity on Monday Night Raw, the opportunity of a lifetime, and then watch somebody freeze, that is exactly what happened in that match. Dude froze. You had a chance of a lifetime to get some offense in. They gave him a good minute or two to kick Aleister Black's ass, and he didn't even do it. So really, I can't imagine that's what the agent wanted for that match. I can't imagine that's what they wanted to put out there, but it is what it is. So Street Profits having a nice surprise with Kevin Owens coming back, inserting himself into the main event angle, as well as the association now with the top baby faces and the Street Profits. So that has a way of paying itself off down the line, I'm sure that we'll see, and the storytelling is only going to evolve from there. So really good episode of Raw. Crown Jewel is on the way. I can't wait to see what they come up with on SmackDown this Friday as an answer to it. Should be interesting. And then next Thursday is going to be Crown Jewel, so we still get another Monday Night Raw, a SmackDown and a Monday Night Raw in before the show happens. So that's it for my Raw recap. If you guys dig this stuff, please shoot me a message, like it, all that good stuff, and I will continue to do this, continue to share my thoughts on it, continue to include my reviews. We'll try to keep it at this length every time, so it's a quick listen. I know the podcasting world's a competitive place, and you got lots of people's opinions to listen to in the course of a day, and I'm super happy you chose to listen to mine. Thank you guys so much. This has been Vic Delicious. Have a great day. Talk to you soon.